Something really important that you have to understand about Israel is that Netanyahu's power has greatly weakened. The previous government was a coalition that did not include Netanyahu. Netanyahu lost the election before last. He lost power. He managed to hold on to power this time. And the only way he was able to do that was with partnering with extremists in power. And that's when everything really went south in Israel. Once the extremists got into power, they began doing as extremists do and taking extreme action to be able to have more control over what happens, dismantling courts, fucking with democracy. And when the attack happened by Hamas on Israel, it was all they needed, more than what was needed to have enough support from Israeli citizens to go in there and wipe out Hamas once and for all, and also harness more power, get more power. That's what extremists want: more power, more control. They do not care about Palestinian people. Extremists, in a lot of cases, don't even care about their own people unless they are as extreme as they are. If you're not as extreme as extremists, then you're bad. You're considered bad. And, extremists who are in power in Israel are like extremist Jews, often very religious, believing that, Israel is the land of God, like Israel was given to the Jews by God. To imagine that there is some other version of reality is not even a part of their belief system. And these are the people who are in power. Even if Netanyahu doesn't believe this, which I don't think he does, I think any kind of like rational thinking person is like, so you believe God gave you Israel, God, so you have the rights because of God. It's just not it's not a very good argument. I'm sorry. It's not a good argument. And, but it is what the extremists use. And so, protecting Israel, killing Hamas at the expense of killing, other Palestinians is normal behavioral pattern. It's just a normal thing to do. That's what you do. That's what you have to do. To protect the land that God gave us. So obviously this is all problematic to me. It's problematic to more than just me. It's problematic to a lot of people, a lot of Jewish people. But a lot of Jews, the majority of the Jews in the world are not extremists. There are extremists, for sure. But the problem is that because extremists are in power, they are kind of creating a specific narrative for the world in and around who Jewish people are. And that's fine with them. I mean, that's what they believe Jewish people should be. The people who are, in Gaza, kicking ass, while like Jewish people like me are tearing their hair out and just going like, what do I do? What do I do in this situation? I don't want to not be Jewish, but I don't want people to think that this is me and that's my government. That's not the Jewish people's government. It's the government that Netanyahu was able to cobble together in order to hold on to power, which meant partnering with the extremists, and it meant that Israel has the most extreme government it's ever had. And people are protesting. They were protesting before the war began, and they're still protesting. But the thing is that politics are politics, and Netanyahu figured out how to just get by and form a government, but he needed the extremists, and the extremists needed him to get the power that they now have to be able to force the issue of war and the protection of Israel. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing this happen. And I don't think they care about what the world thinks about Israel. I don't think they care, because Israel belongs to the Jews, according to God. And that's a hard thing to argue with.